Have you ever stopped to wonder how different the history of the Lakers and maybe the entire NBA would look if a single phone call had gone the other way? What if one decision, one executive's hesitation had erased a decade of what-ifs and turned them into banners hanging from the rafters at Crypto.com Arena? And what if that missing banner belonged to a partnership we never got to see two legends sharing the floor, rewriting the last great chapter of the Kobe Bryant era? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting Lakers news every single day. Smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Today, we're peeling back the layers on a story that's been whispered about for years. A rumor that felt like NBA fan fiction until the man at the center of it finally set the record straight. Carmelo Anthony himself has confirmed what many insiders suspected, but few dared to believe. In 2011, a blockbuster deal was in place to send him to the Los Angeles Lakers. Not just Melo Denver's name was part of it too. In return, Lamar Odom and Andrew Bynum would have been shipped out. The paperwork was essentially ready. The talks advanced. For a moment, it looked like the Lakers were about to pull off the kind of move that defines dynasties. Let that sink in. We're talking about Carmelo Anthony, in his prime, joining forces with Kobe Bryant at the height of his powers. A duo that could have stretched defenses, punished matchups, and given Phil Jackson or any coach who followed a lethal offensive pairing. Could this have meant an extended championship window? Could the 2012 and 2013 seasons have been title runs instead? Of the frustrating exits we endured? Is it possible that history robbed us of one of the most electrifying partnerships in Lakers lore? Melo says it himself. The deal was done. He wasn't thinking about New York. He wasn't plotting a Madison Square Garden takeover. In fact, the Knicks weren't even on his radar until the Lakers offer mysteriously collapsed. That collapse was the turning point. Instead of heading west to play alongside Kobe, Melo was sent east, landing in New York in what would become a career-defining detour. Fans have always wondered, was it Denver's front office that killed the deal? Was it the Lakers suddenly getting cold feet? Or was it another team working the back channels to block a Western Conference powerhouse from adding another all-star? When you look at the timeline, the pieces get even more intriguing. The Lakers had just come off back-to-back championships. In 2009 and 2010, the core was still strong, but there were whispers about retooling before the window closed. Andrew Bynum was an emerging big man, but had already battled knee injuries. Lamar Odom was beloved but often mentioned in trade talks. Adding Melo and Nane could have rebalanced the roster into something even scarier. Imagine Kobe drawing double teams, Melo getting clean looks from the elbow, and Nane providing muscle in the paint. How many defenses in the league could have survived that for 7 games? Instead, fate sent Melo to New York. Yes, he delivered big scoring nights, an all-star, presence, and playoff appearances, but no finals runs. And for the Lakers, the following years were turbulent coaching changes, roster instability, injuries, and the slow fade of the Kobe era without that one co-star who could take the weight off his shoulders. Some insiders believe that if the Lakers had landed Melo, the Dwight Howard experiment might never have happened. The Steve Nash trade might not have been necessary. The 2011 Vito Chris Paul deal? Who knows, maybe with Melo in place, the league's chessboard would have looked completely different. Fans are wondering if this could be the ultimate sliding doors moment for the franchise. The thought of Melo wearing purple and gold, feeding off Kobe's fire, is enough to spark heated debates even today. Could they have matched the chemistry Kobe had with Pau Gasol? Could Melo's scoring and Kobe's killer instinct have overwhelmed Miami's Big Three? Some insiders believe the Lakers could have stolen at least one more title in that era. Maybe 2. We also can't ignore the human side of this. For Melo, this was more than a transaction. It was a path to the one thing missing from his resume: an NBA championship. His legacy, already celebrated for scoring artistry, might have carried that elusive ring. For Kobe, it would have been the opportunity to pass the torch to a proven scorer while still chasing greatness himself. And for Lakers fans, it would have been another chapter in the franchise's tradition of pairing superstars Magic and Kareem, Shaq, and Kobe, and, well, it could have been Melo. But here we are 13 years later, looking back at a deal that was done but never happened. The official reasons are vague. The behind-the-scenes whispers point to everything from cap considerations to front office politics to flat-out fear from other contenders. The fact that Melo has only now laid it all out makes it even more compelling, and for some fans, even more frustrating. But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Lakers supporter, I believe this was the kind of move that could have reshaped the 2010s entirely, giving Kobe the support he deserved in those final prime years and maybe even rewriting Melo's legacy. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and stay tuned for more updates, because this story is far from over. If you're as hyped as I am for Lakers News Fan Report, smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the drama in purple and gold. So here we are, staring straight into the wild what-if vortex this Carmelo Anthony revelation has ripped open, and the ripple effects this truth bomb sends through Lakers Nation aren't just about nostalgia. They're about reimagining the DNA of our franchise. When you start to think about the roster in 2011 with Melo in the mix, the possibilities become borderline intoxicating. Kobe and Melo operating as dual scoring threats, Paul Gasol still anchoring the post with surgical precision, and Nene adding that extra muscle and finesse in the paint. It's hard not to picture a Lakers offense that would have been virtually impossible to scheme against. Could this have extended Kobe's prime by 2, maybe even 3 seasons? Is it possible that the load management debates we had later in his career would have been irrelevant because Melo could carry entire stretches of the offense when Kobe needed to conserve energy? And it's not just about what the Lakers could have been, it's about how the entire Western Conference landscape might have shifted. Think about it. The Thunder's rise with Durant, Westbrook, and Harden, the Spurs' last great run. The Mavericks' 2011 title. Everything changes if the Lakers had added another top 5 scorer in the league. Some insiders believe Oklahoma City might never have made the 2012 finals, that Miami's Big Three could have faced an entirely different beast in the championship series. The thought of LeBron James and Dwyane Wade going toe-to-toe with Kobe and Melo on the biggest stage? That's not just alternate history, that's basketball mythology we were robbed of. But even beyond the championship hypotheticals, think about the cultural footprint. Melo in LA means Showtime energy, with a modern twist celebrity role packed every night. Highlight reels that dominate SportsCenter, jerseys flying off shelves worldwide. Fans are wondering if this could have reignited the global dominance of the Lakers brand years earlier, bridging the gap between the Kobe-Poe era and the eventual arrival of LeBron with a smoother, flashier transition. And what about the younger players who would have been molded under that spotlight? Could someone like a young Jordan Clarkson, years later, have grown up in a system where scoring brilliance was the daily standard, sharpening his game under the mentorship of 2 Hall of Fame scorers? From a basketball standpoint, the rotations get fascinating. In 2011, Derek Fisher was still the steady veteran at point guard, Steve Blake coming off the bench. Imagine those guys feeding Melo in ISO sets, or Gasol in the high post passing to a cutting Anthony. It's a symphony of scoring options that defenses in that era simply weren't equipped to stop. And defensively? Sure, Melo was never known as a lockdown defender, but slotting him next to Kobe, Ron Artest, meta world peace at the time, and Nene gives you enough grit and toughness to make life miserable for opponents. Some analysts have speculated that the Lakers might have been the rare team that could beat you 110-105, one night and 92-88 the next, adjusting their style to whatever the playoffs demanded. Off the court, The echoes of this missed opportunity still resonate. Former players have chimed in online since Melo's interview Magic Johnson, tweeting that Melo in purple and gold would have been something special. And even Poe Gasol posting a cryptic emoji that fans are dissecting like it's a playoff. Playbook. Reporters who covered the league back then have started pulling receipts from old rumor mills, showing just how close this deal was to reality. And on social media, the debates are raging, half the fans lamenting what could have been, half arguing that breaking up the 2010 core was too risky, even for Melo. But here's the kicker. This isn't just a trip down memory lane. Carmelo's revelation forces us to confront how quickly opportunities can vanish in this league, and how the smallest shift in decision-making can reshape entire legacies. Could this mean that other done deals we've heard about over the years were closer to reality than we thought? Is it possible that there are still blockbuster trades sitting in the archives of NBA history that never saw daylight simply because one side blinked? Fans are wondering if this could be the turning point in how we view that post-2010 Lakers era, not as a slow decline, but as a dynasty that was one phone call away from resurrection. Now, as the season heats up, what will define LA's destiny? Bold moves that rewrite the narrative, or caution that leaves us forever wondering what if? Personally, as a die-hard Lakers supporter, I believe moments like this are why front offices have to be fearless. You can't play scared in a league that rewards the teams willing to gamble big for greatness. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update.